How's it going?
Woo! Yeah!
Thanks for coming out to the show. I'm Jacob Stout. If you guys don't know me, I'm a sophomore. I'm a freshman by credit. Let me show you guys how this is going to work real quick. We've got 72 comics doing 80 minutes apiece. It's going to be about 18 hours. No, I'm kidding. We have 13 comics, 5 minutes apiece. That's easy. We're going to get through this. DJ, you ignorant slut.
You sounded quiet.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody be respectful. Don't heckle. This is a place where we all come to spew our most hateful thoughts in the world. So don't ruin it for us. All right. I'm a big Batman fan. Anybody else?
God.
Woo! You guys know that bats are actually Batman's greatest fear? That's crazy. That'd be like if my superhero name was Intimacy Man. I want to make a difference like Batman, though. The only problem is that I'm not super smart or super rich or super famous like he is. You know what I can do, though? I can kill the parents. Let's just think about this for a second, right? If Batman has saved 1,000 people, let's just say 1,000 people in his career, that means I can kill 499 sets of parents, and as long as one of those kids turns into Batman, I've done the world a favor. I told that joke one time, one guy shouted at me from the audience, he goes, "Fuck you, I'm an orphan." Yeah, you and 498 other guys. I saw this headline the other day that a polar bear spotted in Canada was the farthest south they've ever seen a wild polar bear. They're coming for us. Now, if you ever run into a polar bear, just know that they can run faster than you and they can swim faster than you. So your only chance of beating them in a triathlon is to be really fucking fast on the bike. I'm really bad at taking care of myself. Like, I ran out of contacts in like June, and I'm still wearing contacts. At this point, they're kind of like anal beads dipped in sriracha sauce. It burns when I put them in, and they're probably going to give me a tumor. My vision's always been terrible. I was like the first kid in my class to get braces in like 3rd grade. And, sorry, glasses. I said glasses. First kid in my class to get glasses in like 3rd grade. And I remember I got them on a Monday, and I went into class on the Tuesday, and I got the worst teasing of my life. He called me Four Eyes and Dirty Face, and I didn't come up with a 3rd insult. I went home crying. So you can imagine how disappointed I was when on Thursday, my mom took me to get braces. I was such an easy target. I was like a trans person at a Dave Chappelle show. I'm a big fan of The Weeknd. Anybody else? The artist, not Saturday and Sunday. His first album is my favorite, and it's all about sex. I know, very on brand for Intimacy Man. Some people like their music to be relatable. I'm glad The Weeknd's music isn't relatable to me. I think his album sales would go way down if he did an album about being stressed with schoolwork and having a crippling masturbation addiction. I can't believe that they looked past his album solely about sex and let him do the Super Bowl halftime show. Meanwhile, I make one comment to my waitress about Nancy Pelosi's mommy milkers, and all of a sudden, I'm not invited back to Applebee's. Alright, what's going on with that? I've been Jacob Stout. Get ready for an awesome show, guys.
On my notes, not real confident. How's everyone doing tonight? Good. Pissed my pants last night. Just to actually let you guys know. I thought I was over that stage of my life, but I guess not. It was a real problem for me in like sophomore year of high school. But I was pretty good at covering it up. What I would do is I would get my dog, and I would set him on the piss, and then my mom would come in and I would blame him. It worked like all the time because he didn't really, run his mouth a whole lot. But it started happening so frequently, my mom, got worried about the dog and decided that he needs to go to the vet. And I'm a shitty guy, so I took him to the vet the next day. And we get to the vet, we're in the waiting room and waiting to get called. They finally take us to the back. The nurse, looks at him, lifts his legs, flicks his nuts, whatever they do. I don't know what they're looking for. But then we're sitting in there, and then the doctor comes in. The doctor comes in, shakes my hand, says hi to me, and then he puts my dog down. like right on the spot, too. Which is kind of crazy, because I didn't know they did walk-in murders. It's kind of fucked up. Like, I don't remember that sequel to Air Bud. I I remember Airbud, golden receiver. I remember Airbud, 7th inning fetch. I don't really remember Airbud framed and wrongfully executed. It seems like a strange twist in the franchise. My notes are fucked up. I didn't know this, but apparently when dogs release their bowels when they die, which sounds really gross, but it was actually really perfect because I had just farted and the nurse was really hot, so I figured you'd take one last hit for me. And then I started to walk out. I left the place. It was really upsetting. And then I get to the door and I hear someone yelling, "Sir, stop, stop, stop! You're forgetting something." And I'm like, "What am I forgetting?" And they hand me my dog in an actual shoebox, which seems like it's like a little unprofessional. You know what I mean? It's like the saddest day of my life. My best friend's dead. I'm carrying him out of the store. And I look down, he's in a neon orange Nike box. You know what I mean? So I get home with the box and like, my family's pretty upset, you know. I'm upset too, but to be honest with you, I'm like more nervous than I am upset. Like I'm all pale, I'm shaking like a crack baby. I was, sweating bullets. And my family decided we wanted to have like a little service for the dog. So we go out back. Dug a hole with shovels. You guys know how holes work. We took the box and we buried him. And then I thought that was it. I thought I won. I thought I got away with one, but it was not that simple because I went to bed that night and I pissed the bed again. And I'm still a shitty guy, so I'm not going to take the blame. So in a panic, I'm freaking out. I didn't know what to do, so I finally came up with something, and I got that shovel back out and I dug out my dog. Which sounds really bad, but as soon as I saw that shoebox, it was like he was speaking to me, and he was saying, "Just do it." So I took him out of that hole. I set him on my bed, right on that big piss stain, and I went to school, and I came home, and my mom came home, and she went into my room, and she was appalled to see a dead dog and a puddle of piss on my mattress. So She called me into the room, she's asked me what happened, and I looked at her and I said, "Mom, it's a miracle." That's all I have. I don't know who's next. Yeah, so what we doing? Sorry, bud. So, last few weeks were like filled with career fairs and interviews and stuff. And it was like the first time I figured out how it was to be at home. There was, every time I go to an interview or a career fair, I just like fully shave myself, and it takes about an hour because I'm Indian. And I have like a full skincare routine and just get dressed up, obviously. And then I go up and I just talk about my experiences. I'm like, I've had experience with Java, Python, C#. Do you want to keep me going? I got certifications and stuff, And the goal here is just like turn them on, I guess, and hopefully they swipe right. But another guy in front of me, he took this a step further, and he was practicing beforehand in the line. He had his phone out and was just like swiping on Tinder, practicing his pickup lines and stuff. He was like, "How does the moon cut his hair?" He clips it. It's like the audacity of this guy, man. And that's not all. He goes up to the representative, talks for about 10 minutes, and I don't know him at all. He comes back to me, and he's like, "This is the worst 10 minutes of my life. They don't have a job here. There's no opportunities for cybersecurity." And it's just like so loud that this guy could hear me. And after that, it's like being in front of him, and it's the most awkward thing because I have to like act like the guy in front of me did not tell me all this stuff. As a single man, a lot of people keep giving me advice about how to start dating, and some of them work, some of them don't. Like I remember some of my friends told me to go after class and talk to people who I think I'd like, and I was like, "Chad, that's pretty white privilege. I cannot do that as an average person." Another person said, if you're at the bar and they're in a group of
they're in a group with friends, talk to their friends, try to be comfortable with them. And I tried that out. I went to Brothers, started talking to this girl's friends. 10 minutes in, and 3 shots in, I realized she had a boyfriend, and my hand was on his ass. I mean, sometimes you just gotta appreciate, someone's workout routine. I was just like, man, your ass is popping. How would you squat? Yeah, that's about it. So, who's next?
Hello, everybody. So, I'll be honest, normally people write sets for this, but I didn't have therapy this week and I needed someone to complain to. So here we go. Like, I've been finding a lot of new sources of motivation in my life lately. Like, if I don't want to go to the gym at all, like, I'll just start watching My 600 Pound Life. Or like if I don't want to clean up, like, I'll just start watching Hoarders. Or like, when I'm scared to ask someone out, I'll just start watching My 600 Pound Life. Like, it's not like related, it just helps. And like, I really do need that motivation in my day-to-day, because like, I am god awful at making conversation, like really bad, because like, I don't have fucking hobbies. Like, I am the treasurer for the stand-up comedy club. It's that and day drinking. Like, the same thing, really. And so, I feel like, what else am I going to talk about? Like my CS major? And, I feel like being a CS major doesn't help with that because we're effectively the middle schoolers of Purdue. Like, when I can go into a lecture hall and it is all a bunch of sweaty boys.
Excuse me. Do you mind?
Oh, Rish.
Sorry, sweaty nerds. A bunch of sweaty boys bullying the only girl in the room for having cooties. You're there. Like, if I can, after that, go into a middle school gym and just be like, man, this is an improvement. I'm fucked. Like, and the thing is, like, we're also middle schoolers because I feel like most of us haven't left our emo phase. Like, next thing you know, I'm going to be studying in Lawson and it's going to start playing My Chemical Romance over the PA system. And, like, I'm also majoring in geology, right? And the EAPS professors, it's not better, because it's like, all the professors are strangely Canadian. Like, that's not a bad thing. It's just, last time I was in Canada, it didn't go well, okay? Like, they think I'm a terrorist. Like, me, right? Me. That is someone with both the height and the nose of fucking Pinocchio. Like, okay. Last time I was in Canada, I had to go through customs twice within an hour because traveling is fun. I got pulled over both times, like bag ripped apart and everything. And the second time, right, they do the swab thing. The first time they were just like, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. We'll just raw dog with the gloves. But the second time, right, they use the swab thing that's supposed to detect TNT. It sets off a bomb alert. And so, like, now I'm in a separate line, and these guys are fucking interrogating me, patting me down, and I'm just like, God, you gotta take me out to dinner first. I'm standing right there. I got like 3 officers on me, and by this point, I'm just like in the middle of a Vancouver airport, just, so you come here often? And like, now that's just upgraded their image of me from a terrorist to a fucking thirsty terrorist. Where they're like, I don't wanna misconstrue the message that I'm like into this. Because I'm definitely not into this. Mostly. But like, by this point, they gotta be thinking like, oh, this guy's just touch-starved, eh? Like, I set it off like on purpose. And the thing is, like, I don't know. I feel like I couldn't even be that desperate. Like, I know that's not saying much, but I don't know. Especially because I forgot the joke and I don't know what I'm saying. So we're just gonna move on. Where I just recently learned that my therapist is actually a Canadian Border Patrol officer, so I am gonna have to go and cause a conflict of interest. Jacob, come on back. Say anything.
Give it up.
That's fake applause. I have to do that. I don't have any material prepared for this at all, so I'm just gonna try and be funny for 5 minutes. You guys seen this new movie on Netflix, the Jeffrey Dahmer movie? It's titled Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Probably the worst movie to be cast in as a method actor, but you know, such is the way of cinema, I guess. Anyways, we haven't really met, but you know, in order to meet, you guys should know a little bit about me, right? So let's start at the beginning. Years ago, my mother and father were fucking and sucking. Well, that's how a baby's made. You gotta start somewhere, right? You don't just kiss and one shows up on the doorstep. It's just a whole process to that. Anyways, you know, they're fucking and sucking. A couple of 9 months-ish later, my brother's in the slip and slide of life, also known as the vagina. He's coming out, and he gets trapped. And they try to get him out, and he doesn't get out. And he suffocates in his brain matter. That's not funny. That's backstory. I have nothing on this note card other than like explain my brother. Then say, oh, it's funny one day. And it's like, oh, you know, there's my brother. He's sick and stuff. And we got cackling like winches. And it's not nice. Anyways, you know, he comes out. It's this thing called cerebral palsy. Sir, that's not a joke, that's a real thing. So anyways, you know, I get born later on, you know, hopefully there's no mistake, but I turned out alright. So I got given all the responsibilities of the oldest child and all the neglect of the middle, right? It's not really a fun position to be in as a person, but you know, such is the way of life. And that's where, as far as I got the index card. And at the bottom, I just wrote, nice to meet you. Because my first line was, I haven't met you, and I'm supposed to end with nice to meet you. But I don't know what else makes me. I don't know what else to say. So I don't know, I mean...
describe your own birth.
Describe my own birth? Oh, that's pretty standard, you know. Regular birth, man. You know, my mom and my father were fucking and sucking, and 9 months later, I was born. You know, I'm not really inspired by my father on account of the fact that he likes to cheat on my mom, but years down the road, I found myself in the back seat of my cherry red Ford Fusion 2012 SEL. And there I was, fucking and sucking. It lasted for a total of 30 seconds. I'll give you the second-by-second breakdown. The first 12 seconds was me getting in there. I got about 2 strokes in and my mom called me. That's not even a joke. You're not supposed to be falling over laughing at that. My mom called me. I had my phone in my cup holder. And my profile picture for my mom, I just took a picture of her and she was making a face like this. So she calls me and my phone lights up with her face and she says, disappointed. And I'm like, oh shit. Well, you know, I'm gonna take this. And I was about to take it, and and the girl, I'm not gonna say her name because that's embarrassing to be fucking sucking with me, but she was like, well, you know, your mom's probably mad at you anyways, so why don't we finish it up, you know? Well, that was a great idea, so I hang up with my mom. And I get back in there, another 17 seconds, and well, you know, I'm stressed out, right? I've never in my life nutted that hard. That shit was 50 caliber. I'm surprised it didn't break through the condom and go out the back of her head. And you know, it's not the greatest story about fucking and sucking, but you know, things can go worse. You can get trapped and suffocate and be my brother. Oh, what time am I at? Oh, we get the steady light? Is that 4 minutes?
Yeah.
I remember that. All right, you know what? I was not paying attention, you jack. I was just talking. Yeah, that's really about all there is to me as a person. It's just fucking and sucking, and now we're here. So, I don't know. Someday I'll be the greatest stand-up comedian in the world, for me and my brother. Until then, it was was nice to meet you.
So I downloaded a dating app at 1 a.m. Last Sunday because I was peer pressured into it by my roommate and her very nice friend. I got Bumble because I'm not stooping to as low as Tinder. But I would like to say that I think that premium memberships on dating apps / websites is prostitution. That's all it is. Because what do you use a dating website for? To get pussy / dick, right? Right. Now, if you have to pay to get said pussy / dick, that is the definition of prostitution. Basically, I'm mad that I get no bitches. Alright, changing topics entirely, I have a brother. And he goes to the lovely Miami University. Have y'all ever heard of Miami? Yeah, it's not the one you think it is. And it gets substantially less cool when I say that it is a daddy's money school in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ohio. My brother isn't using my dad's money anyway. We have to pay for our own college. Yay! I have to pay for my own college, but because he's in-state, he substantially has to pay less money, so fuck him. My brother is also part of a fraternity at said college. Also, let's say it gets substantially less cool when I say that it's an Eagle Scout fraternity, which means they don't have a house, they can't drink alcohol when they're together, and they don't have any of the fun stuff that frats do, like parties. They're just like all community service, no party. Less cool, am I right? Anyway, he told me about his hazing experience, which I'm not allowed to say, but honestly, that part was actually kind of cool, but I'm not allowed to say it. Very sadly. My brother also lives with his bestie boo. I say bestie boo. My brother doesn't like it when I say bestie boo, but they're bestie boos. However, my brother's bestie boo doesn't go to Miami University. He goes to a satellite campus 40 minutes away. So every day he has to drive 40 minutes to said satellite campus and back to Miami University every day just so he can live with my brother. I'm kidding. They're not in love. My brother doesn't. Oh, I'm not allowed to talk about that anyway. What? Anyway, my brother's an anthropology major. Does anyone know what an anthropology major is?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the very few yeahs because that's pretty much exactly what it is. It's the study of humans, which is like the same as also psychology and sociology. Don't ask me the difference because I'm pretty sure it's all the same thing. But also, strangely includes monkeys. Yeah, that's a weird one. Anyway, that's all I had.
For him.
Yeah! Thanks, Kenny. Hi. Today I'm going to be telling you all about culture. The culture of far-off land, northeastern Indiana. I'm from northeastern Indiana. It's my stomping grounds. It's filled with produce-themed festivals, pride in high school basketball, and a lot of small towns that really wish they were part of the Confederacy. But a cornerstone of northeastern Indiana living is this chain Mexican restaurant called Hacienda. Yeah! So we all know about Hacienda. Ooh. Hacienda fucking sucks. Oh my god. Hacienda was founded in northeastern Indiana in the 70s, and they've stuck to their roots by being as culturally incorrect as possible. I've seen fucking inquisitions that were less white than this restaurant. So, you know, one of the big perks of Hacienda, right, is that you can get free chips and salsa, which sounds great if the salsa was anything more than tomato paste with the thought of jalapeno mixed in. It's like the LaCroix of salsa. Horrible. And for frequent patrons of this restaurant, this is too spicy. So the innovators at Hacienda, what did they do? They nickel and dime their customers by providing them bowls of ranch to mix in with their salsa. We can't get much whiter than this one. Another cornerstone of the Hacienda menu is an item known only as the wet burrito. In 0 situations should I have to say to a paid non-sex worker employee, "Excuse me, I'd like your wet burrito," and then need to pay 20 of my hard-earned dollars. I should at least get a discount for having said the phrase wet burrito. You order this thing, it comes out, and it is missing so okay, fuck. This thing comes out, right? And this thing is to a burrito as roadkill is to a raccoon, right? It comes out, it's flat, it's gray, it's covered in cheese, just like any good roadkill. And you have this thing, and it's missing so goddamn many burrito components. It's missing guac, it's missing salsa, it's missing vegetables of any kind. All that is on it is tortilla, meat, cheese, salsa, not salsa, and wet. You may be asking yourself, what's the wet? Let me tell you. The wet is this semi-liquid substance somewhere in between refried beans and gravy, leaning towards gravy. So if the idea of a gravy-soaked meat tortilla sounds appealing to you, come on down to Hacienda. Another thing that was always confusing to me about Hacienda was how, no matter, for any reason, people would go there. People would go there before prom. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the primary reason of a high school prom is a bold attempt to get laid. And nobody, I believe, has ever thought, you know what would improve this teenage intercourse? A wet fart on a $400 rented suit. But seriously, they go to Hacienda for any reason. They sound like potheads doing anything. It's like, oh dude, I just fucking submitted an assignment, time to go roll up a wet burrito, dude. Fucking tear it up. But my thoughts are, Hacienda can do it. Anyone meaning me, a moron. So if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go create Departamento, my own Mexican restaurant, serving my world-famous damp tacos. Stuck up. Hello. How are we doing tonight?
Yeah! Comedy show!
Faking it like always. Anyways. You know what I noticed about the internet? Can you hear me, by the way? Alright, cool. You know what I noticed that people on the internet, they like to get mad. I don't think they don't know what they're getting mad about. They just like to get mad at an instant. Like, I remember when the Travis Scott concert incident happened, right? People were appalled, people were shocked, people were angry, but half the comments were like, fuck Travis Scott, it's terrible fucking music, and teenagers going to listen to that fucking garbage. And I'm like, you know 11 people just died, right? Why are you shitting on his music right now? Like, that's not what we're talking about here. No one reads through, like, you know, in a music history class and it was like, Nazi Germany symphony, what is this fucking performance of Bach? Terrible, awful. I can't believe it. Like you know what you're mad about? Okay, like people just get mad just to get mad. Like when someone famous gets canceled, they just take it to the extreme, you know what I mean? Like Chick-fil-A, right? Terrible company, horrible values. But I saw someone tweeting like, who's gonna eat that homophobic garbage? Homophobic, right? Homophobic? Fucking terrible, I could make something better myself. Now hold on. Right? Terrible, awful morals. But those homophobes make a damn good fucking chicken, alright? Come on, no one's here sitting like O.J. Simpson, most overrated running back ever, alright? No one's here saying that, okay? Like, today, like if LeBron, I don't know, came out as like a turf or something, right? You'd see some social justice Twitter account and it's nothing but tweets about, it's like, you know, like indigenous revolutionary feminism, and they start tweeting like a reply guy in NBA tweets. LeBron is 1-9 in the finals. I don't count those chokes in the bubble team. Hashtag laying back. Hashtag death to capitalism. What? I don't think you know what you're talking about, man. But no, speaking of cancel culture run amok, when these crazy liberals just went, worst of all was in 2014, when we canceled ISIS. The name, that is, all right, I don't know if you remember, but everything that got named ISIS just
had to go away. Some of it I get. I mean, your dog's ISIS. You don't want to be like, I love ISIS. Like, what a cute little bugger, you know? But sometimes you gotta think with your head, all right? I'm from Florida, all right? We just had this hurricane roll through, Ian, all right? Letter I. So whether they name hurricanes is there's a list, one for every letter of the alphabet, and it cycles through every 5 years. So one of them on that list, if it wasn't Ian, was going to be ISIS. And these politically correct charlatans decided that was unacceptable, and they changed it. And I said, do you want people to actually evacuate? Have you met Floridians? A storm that was going to blow your house away at 155 miles per hour was barreling towards your state. And half of us just didn't give a fuck. Half of us just did not leave knowing that our house was going to become a free swimming pool. The only way that I can actually know that my statesman would actually leave if they turned on the news and said, Hurricane ISIS is bearing towards your fucking house. That would get people to leave. That would get people to leave. And yet we just blew it. We just blew it. I don't know. I'm from Florida. I'm from Miami specifically, so that means that I am Hispanic. I'm Cuban. Any other Hispanics in the audience? Yeah. I did in fact expect that because I gotta say, I mean, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, and we've not been doing good. We've been holding L's on L's on L's. I mean, first Jill Biden was like, Hispanics, as beautiful as a breakfast taco. And I'm like, really? Did you not have one person to say like, they don't, maybe not. And then the NFL was like, here we go. We're gonna go to the 5 Hispanic people that watch football, right? And they're like, the NFL, now we're the NFL. All right. I come back, I go to the swimming pool, and someone's like, do you need a raft? And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, I know I bought the pools, but that's not my thing, all right? Like, come on. The biggest insult was my roommate's Italian, he was making a quesadilla. He put fucking marinara sauce in it. Fuck that guy. That's all I got, thank you.
Hello, how's everyone doing? Have a good night. Thanks for coming, by the way. I'm handsome, thank you. He said it. It's on record. But yeah, so this summer, I did one of the most American things that anybody can possibly do. I was part of a 4th of July shooting. Now hold on, let me clear some things up. First of all, it wasn't a mass shooting because legally 4 people have to get shot for it to be a mass shooting. Only 2 did. Also, it was in Philly, so that's not also, I was not part of any shooting. Like I was away from the guns. Okay, except for these guns. But also, I want to clarify: nobody got hurt. You know, just 2 small injuries. Nobody, no deaths, nothing. It was fine. But let me track back and give you some context as to what happened. So I was in Philly for the 4th of July, on 4th of July, and I was supposed to meet a friend and watch the fireworks in the city center. You know, beautiful arena. They had Jason Derulo performing out there. They had like a giant carnival. It was beautiful. I was supposed to be there with a friend. He was pulling up late. I'm like, okay, let me just wait. Let me just watch the show. It looks like a nice place to be. And I think that exact same day there was a shooting in, I believe, Chicago. It was really sad. And that was just running through my head. And I'm just waiting in the crowd, looking at the fireworks. I started to get a bit bored. So I look around at the buildings. I'm like, oh, well done, Philly. You know, all these buildings, they're blocked by trees. There's no good vantage point. You've done a good job, City of Philadelphia. Nobody can get shot at this wonderful event. And then, from the front of the crowd, I see like waves of people just moving back. You know how it's like the movies where like a stampede starts and you can see like hundreds of people sprinting towards you. I look out there and my hands start trembling. I know what I'm supposed to do, you know. It's a stampede. You gotta run for your life, otherwise you're gonna be trampled. So I get ready, I get my calves on point, and then I start sprinting. Turns out it's more of like a gentle jog. You're just like casually walking out while like the front crowds are trying to run and jump, and I'm just like, it's fine. I start jogging casually out. After a point, like after like 15 minutes, it got to like a casual stroll. Like people stopped, continued watching the fireworks while the cops are trying to settle the scenario. All this is bad. Now, after a couple of minutes, a very long couple of minutes, the cops finally pull up and they try to handle the situation. And this is when I get a call, and I have that loud blaring alarm. It's going beep, 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 beep. So I pick it up, and I'm trying to tell my friend, listen, don't come near, the cops are over here, it's going to be a bad scenario. I was a little bit stressed out, I was a little bit tired, and my friend, his pet name is Shake. So, to the cops, I was just one brown guy with a hoodie and a backpack going, shake the cops, shake the cops, not only shake the cops, get out of here, you're gonna get stuck. And obviously the cops gave me a dirty look. Now, what do? I need to look Indian. I need to look like a peaceful, innocent, non-terrorist Indian. So I just pull up with the stereotype like, hello sir, my name is Pranav, nice to meet you. I am actually here to pick up for your Uber. Please stay away sir, the police are coming. And I cut the call and I start running. Very, very unsuspicious. Anyway, at the end of the day, I want to know what exactly happened. Like, how can two people just get shot, especially two cops? So, turns out one guy got excited and fired 2 shots in the air. And those 2 shots happened to land on 2 cops sitting next to each other. I mean, it's just so sad to think that some 2-pump chump ruined 4th of July. Like, that's all it is. Anyway, that's been my time, guys. Thank you.
Wow, we got some women haters. Is this shit on?
Yeah, you just gotta like bite it.
You guys had it off.
Who turned it off? Who turned it off?
Anyway, I didn't really prepare anything, so I'm just gonna kind of wing this shit. Dating in college, it's fucking crazy. I'm straight. It's really weird. Most of my friends are gay. Like last semester, one of my friends was like, "How do you know that you're straight?" Which like, you can't ask that to a gay person, but I guess bets are off when you're straight. And it honestly, like, it really made me think. I was like, how do I know I'm straight? And then I remembered when I was in the 3rd grade, my parents bought me The Sims 3. And if you don't know, when you play The Sims, you can make your Sims woohoo, which is like sex. And I would just sit in my room, and I would lock the door, and I would make my Sims woohoo all day long. And then I would spam, make out, make out, make out, hug. And then I'd be like, my stomach feels kind of weird. And that's how I knew I was straight, yeah. Anyways, dating in college is really interesting. I use she, they pronouns. I'm not non-binary, but I identify as a woman, which is really odd because it's like I don't really know how to bring that up to men. Like, are we making out? And I pull away and like, hey, actually, this might be a little gay. I don't know. Also, it's like really hard to like explain to people. Like one of my friends told me, she's like, "Oh, it's like you have an expansion pack on your gender, like a video game character or something." I don't really know. One thing though about dating in college is that men think they're like so slick when they turn women down. Because like eventually, you know, when you're dating, you put yourself out there like somebody's not gonna be into you, they're not gonna like you. And men think they have this shit down. They think they are so good at turning women down. The way that they do it, if they don't like you, is they'll just say anything else but compliment the way that you looked. So for example, this guy a couple weeks ago friend zoned me, and he was like, you know, you have such a bright future, but like, we're just gonna be friends, you know. Like you show one of your guy friends, you're like, oh, here's a girl that I know, like, are you into her? And he's like, oh, she looks like she gets great hugs, you know. Great gal, she's great. Women, on the other hand, when they don't like a man, they will just like tear apart every little thing about you. Like I was showing my roommate like a picture of this guy, and she was like, he's cute for you. Wow, what is that supposed to mean, bitch? Okay. Anyways, I'm pre-med. I'm a pre-med major. I'm kind of at the point of my pre-med journey where they tell you need to come up with a backup career just in case. And I think if the whole pre-med thing doesn't work out, then I'm going to go into wrestling or maybe be an MMA fighter. And it's because my ex-boyfriend used to beat me, so I think I'd be pretty good at that. I think I'd beat him pretty well. One of the things though about being in an abusive relationship is that some crazy kooky things happen sometimes. So like when my boyfriend would beat me, he would only beat me to Mr. Beast videos. So he'd get like the post notification for like, oh, I just gave a homeless person $1 million, and I'd be like, should I go get the belt? Oh, you're just gonna use the one you're wearing right now? Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Also, it was like kind of entertaining because like while you're getting your shit rocked, you look it over and it's just like, we created Squid Game in real life. kind of makes you forget the fact that your boyfriend is rocking your shit. Yeah. Most recently, my mom had a stroke. She made me promise that I wouldn't tell jokes about her having a stroke, but here we are. Anyway, so my mom had a stroke, and it's really humbling when you have a stroke. Not for you, like the person who has the stroke, but for the people around you. Reason is because like my mom couldn't do a lot of things on her own, so like she was really afraid that she was gonna pee her pants, and she was like, "That's so embarrassing to pee your pants." And I was like, "That's a normal first day for me, you know." Wow, you guys, great audience. That's my time.
First time I called my mom a bitch so many times, so I tried to ignore that. Thank you for bringing it up.
What?
My mom, I called her a bitch 6 times the first time I did this.
Oh!
Yeah, I don't feel good about it. Thank you for reminding me. My second favorite stout I've seen at Purdue. So, speaking of my mom, bitch, she gave me some dating advice, and she was telling me, Jackson, you gotta stop being so obsessed. Stop like chasing after women. And I said, why not? I am much faster than them. No, like it's insane. They're sprinting. I'm just jogging. No sweat. Breathe in, breathe out. Nowhere to be. Don't actually literally chase after women. Okay? Yeah, okay. And women, please run a little bit faster. You're making it too easy on us. But see, I think the real goal of dating really is just like kind of figure out like what you prioritize in a relationship. Like for example, I dated a couple girls in a row who just had horrible teeth. They were like weirdly yellow and spaced out. It was like dating Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Like I'm surprised that like when like they came up to me, it's like you know greet me. I'm surprised they didn't say like my precious. Like every time, it was disgusting. Not the precious. So, when you date a girl with bad teeth, don't ever want to make her smile. That's how good she was, no matter how you felt about this. You were laugh, she's not going to. But, you know, I think, and so like, after dating them, I kind of realized, okay, I want a girl with a big, beautiful smile. And that was a good idea, until you get head and your dick gets turned into string cheese. Then it becomes not good. Yeah, like your junk gets dipped into a garbage disposal. Not fun. For the men here, have you ever had the inside of your penis bitten?
No!
No! The urethra.
I have not had my penis, period.
Well, just so you know, I'm not saying I have, I'm not saying I have not. I piss with 2 streams now. I gotta plug a hole. But, see, I've matured since then, and I think the ideal woman now is a girl with dentures. So, no. During the day, great smile, good smile, normal. And then when it's time, they can pop them out and give me the rattle-daddle. Pop back in, we're all good. We're all good. Yeah. Problem is, only people with dentures are the elderly. I guess. Why not? Why not them? Yeah. My ideal elderly celebrity, Betty White, you know, she died. Which really sucks, because I'm sure she's a lot better at Sex Alive. Probably. But they did cremate her, so that necro pussy is not for anyone. Not for anyone. Yeah, it's a real shame. No necro pussy for anyone. pointing at?
That's your 5 minutes.
Oh, 5
yeah,
minutes.
you're good. Everybody give it up for Jackson. One more. He's a local comic and he's toured all over the U.S. Give a nice warm welcome to TJ Worry.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Awesome. Before I get started, I want a round of applause for all the comics you've seen tonight. Everybody here is doing great. Awesome. I had no idea this was great. It's great to be here. Honestly, it's great to be back in civilization. I was just in Flint, Michigan last week. I was doing a charity show to benefit their water crisis. You guys know about the water crisis in Flint. They got lead in their water. It's like the worst thing ever.
I lived there.
You live there? Well, that explains a lot. So anyway, it was doing this charity show, and apparently the $243 we raised didn't fix the problem. I guess every little bit helps. And before the show, I went to this coffee shop, trying to get a coffee, trying to get my energy up, because as you guys can see, that's kind of a problem for me, right? So I went to this coffee shop. I'm like, yeah, give me a coffee with 1 cream and 1 sugar. The guy goes, oh, you mean a coffee regular? And I was like, in Flint? Fuck no. Give me unleaded. The guy goes, all right, well, can I get a name on that? I'm like, sure, it's TJ. And he goes, oh. Well, can you spell that for me? I was like, all right, it's T as in TJ, J as in the J in TJ. I think you need to switch to bottled water, homeboy. Let's see, my wife and I just bought our first house. Yeah. Excited about that. Right across from the country club in Lafayette, Indiana. I'm originally from Detroit. I grew up across the street from a crack house. So we clearly don't fit in. Right after I moved in, one of my neighbors knocked at the back door. Talking to your neighbors is a side quest I usually skip, but I was like, all right. So this guy knocked, I answered the door and he goes, well, hello there, neighbor. Which is how Lafayette people sound to me. He goes, well, hello there, neighbor. Welcome to the neighborhood. You're clearly not from around here. Where are you from? And I said, Detroit. He goes, Detroit? Well, boy, howdy. Try not to stab me. I was like, I'm not making any promises. He goes, well, put her there, pal. My name's Dave Cox. But you can call me Chubby. I was like, wait a minute. You want me to call you Chubby Cox? Yeah, I'm not going to do that, Dave. He goes, well, I just wanted to welcome you to the neighborhood. You're going to love it here. It's real safe. But we even leave our doors unlocked at night. And I was like, why the fuck would you tell somebody that? And more importantly, why would you tell somebody from Detroit that? So now I got a brand new 42-inch flat screen TV. And his dog. She's right there. Tell you guys a little bit about myself. My wife and I are a couple of geniuses.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, we have 4 degrees from the University of Michigan, including a PhD in nuclear engineering.
Wow.
Oh, I guess if you really want to get technical about it, you can also say that my wife has 4 degrees from the University of Michigan. Moved to Lafayette from Detroit so she could take a job as an engineering professor at Purdue University. And I think being in a male-dominated field, she kind of gets off on the whole idea of having a trophy husband. A pretty big trophy. She actually doesn't even want me to work. She just wants me to sit around and play PlayStation, look pretty for her when she gets home. Nailed it! I was telling that joke one time, this lady in the crowd goes, well, it sounds like you don't wear the pants in your relationship. I'm like, yeah, I don't have a job. The fuck would I wear pants? Asked my wife the other day why she married me. She goes, you know, TJ, after a nuclear engineering PhD, I just wanted to prove to my parents that I could still disappoint them. Want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Let's see. The other day, my wife came home from work, gave me a list of things she wanted me to do around the house. So to get her back, I gave her a list of things that I want her to do in bed. The 2 lists are surprisingly similar. I actually brought it with me. Trim the hedges. Polish the hardwood. Dust the china. It's only funny because my wife's Asian. And let the neighbors in the back door. I think she might be into that one. I think she might have a thing for chubby cocks. I got some fun. Let's see what I was going to tell. I write my set list on my left hand because it's super hard to write over calluses. That guy got it. That's great. All right, let's see. I'll tell my mom's favorite joke. A wise man once told me that comedy comes from pain, and for me that pain came from when I was 15 years old. I came across my mom's porn stash. Maybe I shouldn't say came across. When I say porn stash, I don't mean like a porn mustache. She had that too. And when I say it was her porn stash, I don't just mean that she owned it.
Oh
no! She kind of starred in it. And believe it or not, that wasn't even the worst part.
no!
I recognized my Uncle Dale. I mean, not his face. So gross. I almost couldn't finish. Oh, fuck you, that's the best joke I've ever written. I'm gonna tell a stupid one. I'll get out of here on this one. Now, you guys hear, it's like straight out of the news, Harold Ramis died.
What?
Who? Like 8 years ago. Harold Ramis, he was Egon in the original Ghostbusters. Yeah, you guys are Gen Z, you don't remember. He was the big, tall, white guy in the original Ghostbusters. This was like 8 years ago. Right after he died, I wrote a joke about it, and I was telling my wife, and I told her, and she's like, no, you should not tell that. Whatever you do, don't tell that joke. My wife's Japanese, so she's got those Buddhist and Shinto roots. And she was saying, like, you shouldn't tell jokes about the dead. You certainly don't tell jokes about your elders. You never know, like, they could be watching over you. They could haunt you. And I was like, please. I ain't afraid of no ghost. All right, that's a stink. I'm out of here. Thank you, guys.
Everybody give it up one more time for that guy. This is great. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you next time.